Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. How are you guys doing? Welcome to whatever this is, the live stream. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Make sure the audio is good here. Here first, it's right here. You, boom, there we go. Okay, we're good there. Doing a quick little check on Facebook and YouTube. Lisa, Jason, Miranda. Hey, what's up? Blondie TV, Lexa, Mecca. So I wanted to kind of stop in and talk with you guys a little bit about some of these stories, some of these things that are going on in Florida. I feel like Florida always has kind of something crazy going on. You guys hear me good too in the chat? Miranda, you finally made it. Congratulations. Most of these stories are like new recent ones, and then there's like an old one that I kind of want to take a look at that always kind of struck me as like, wow, kind of crazy. So we're doing good here. Okay. A little bit too bright. Let me settle in a little bit. Jane, what's up? Crystal, hey, thank you guys for coming. So, okay. All right, I guess we'll get started. We'll get a little warmed up. The first story we're going to be talking about is this accident that happened recently. I'm not sure exactly what day this was. Probably be useful to know that, right? This happened at North Perry Airport, where we're going to watch the footage where an airplane hit an SUV. Oh, Monday. Okay. So this week. Honestly, I don't even know what today is. Okay, Tuesday. So it was yesterday. A plane crash hits an SUV at this North Perry Airport. We're going to look at a couple of video clips. And it's just kind of crazy. It's like one of those things that you would, I don't know, I guess you would never really think to happen. You're just in your car driving, and boom, something like this that you can't even predict, you can't even expect. And I hear that supposedly, I think 3 people passed away, including the 4-year-old child. This is pretty close to me too. This airport too, they always have issues at this place. There's always planes crashing and all this kind of craziness happening, because I think North Perry Airport is a place where they do flight training. But it's like right next to a residential area as well. Let me play this first clip, and then I could do the Google Maps thing too. Oops. I'll show you guys Google Maps. Play this one for you guys first.
CBS 4.
I'll start it over.
New details.
Second, get a big screen here. And I remember not too long ago, there was some other crazy accident too, where I might have one of the videos up, but I think it was a plane, or was it a helicopter? I think it was a plane that crashed into another residential area, and like all the people were like dead, I believe.
It was about a deadly plane crash in Pembroke Pines. Fire officials tell us there are now 3 victims of the crash. Details about a deadly plane crash in Pembroke Pines.
I mean, that's just insane. That's literally the plane. This was caught like on a Ring doorbell. You know, they edited it to cut out the actual impact, but there's another video that kind of censors it and you can see the impact. But this is just, I mean, this airport is right next to neighborhood, you know, like.
Fire officials tell us there are now 3 victims of the crash. A boy riding in the car the plane hit.
That's a good question, Crystal. I don't know.
2 others in the plane died on impact. CBS 4's Brooke Schaefer is live at the scene with the latest. Brooke, good morning.
Hey, Maribel, good morning. You can see Pembroke Pines police still have this neighborhood very much blocked off. As we zoom in here on the scene, you can actually see in the middle of the road there are still some parts of the plane. And beyond that, you can see that car that a mom and her son were riding in when that plane fell out of the sky yesterday. The plane crash was caught on a neighbor's Ring doorbell camera. We do want to warn you that video is difficult to watch.
Oh my God.
A horrifying moment caught on camera. Monday afternoon, a plane came crashing down right into a passing car. Annabelle Fernandez heard the impact.
We heard like a bomb, like a.
I mean, what are the chances in a plane hitting your car? That's just insane. It's got to be traumatic too. Like I can't even imagine. Is it a municipal airport? All I know that's, and we can look into this more. North Perry Airport is a small little airport. I know they do training there. Some of the history. It became known as North Perry Field and functioned as an auxiliary training facility in the main naval air station known as NAS Miami. North Perry remained inactive after the war until 1950. It was acquired by Broward County and became a civilian airport. It was then upgraded for use by small aircraft as a station for advertising blimps and for the United States Coast Guard helicopters. I feel like I have seen helicopters when driving by there for search and rescue skills. In 2007, North Perry Airport was named the 2008 General Aviation Airport of the Year by the Florida Department of Transportation. It's to me, it's like a really like small little rinky-dink place. Every time I drove by, you always hear of accidents happening at this place all the time.
Tremendous like noise, and we went outside, and everything was on fire. Everything was bad, and it got to a car.
This happened around 3 p.m. at Southwest 72nd Avenue and 13th Street. The FAA identified the plane as a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza.
Jesus.
It was returning to North Perry Airport when it went down just short of the runway right outside the gate. Police say 2 people on board the plane were killed.
All I see is like some large black smoke and like a huge fire coming right there at the fence.
Pembroke Pines Fire Rescue says the plane took down a power line before crashing down and catching on fire. The plane hit a car traveling northbound on 72nd Avenue. A woman and a child in that car were taken to the hospital in serious condition. Around 11:15 last night, the fire chief confirmed that child, a boy, died at the hospital.
So the child's name is Taylor Bishop, 4-year-old. He was identified. And then the mother's name is Megan Bishop. And it says here, according to Local 10, she's a paraprofessional at the Hollywood Hills Elementary School.
I'm already like so nervous because something happened in my house like 2 weeks ago. A car went into my house.
The crash happened right next to where he lives. Other neighbors agree this area has too
That's
many
true, Ralph.
accidents.
The accident here, accident there. Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about that. I am concerned myself.
About 3 months ago, back on
I'm
December
telling you,
18th, there was
anybody that's here in South Florida, that you're around this area, this shit is happening all the time. You're kind of starting to look at this place like, what is going on in this place, and what are the requirements? It doesn't seem like they have many requirements. How many accidents or how many people are going to die? And I mean, I already knew that people can't drive in Florida. That's for sure. I'm like, damn, the pilots too, the people flying these things can't fly either.
another crash here outside the North Perry Airport. And another happened about 2 weeks before that. And another just about a week before that. That one also fatal.
I mean, how many accidents and how many dead people does it take before there's some sort of intervention?
The North Perry Airport. And another happened about 2 weeks before that. And another just about a week before that. That one also fatal.
Wow.
So the NTSB is still investigating this plane crash. At this point this morning, we have not learned the identities of those 3 people who died. But again, we can confirm as of this morning, a 3rd person has died, a boy riding in that car when the plane crash happened yesterday. I'm live in Pembroke Pines. Brooke Schaefer, CBS.
That's such a horrible thing, man. I can't even.
For this morning.
I can't even imagine or even try to. just even think about it. It's got to be. I don't know. I can't imagine. I don't even want to think the thought, but I just can
We
imagine
begin with a developing
anger,
story out of Miami
frustration.
Beach. That's where
This is censored too, but I mean it's blurred a little bit. It's fucking crazy. And the speed that she was going in, I'm not saying that she was speeding or anything, but I'm just saying that like the chances of this shit happening, it's got to be so mind-boggling. This is the type of things that people will start questioning their faith on. Like it's just mind-boggling. Had one little different thing occurred in that day, a different turn, a different whatever. I'm just trying to like think like what would I be thinking, or as a parent, it's just got to be so. One little turn, one little thing, one mistake, some anything different in that day could have changed this event. It's just nuts. Imagine being in the neighborhood where this shit's happening too. Imagine you're right next door to where this shit's happening. You have kids in the house, right? Like, when are they going to do something about this shit? This is ridiculous. I believe this was a neighbor. We heard like a bomb, like a tremendous noise, and everything was on fire, and it dived into a car. I live right here. I walk with my babies every day. The plane could have got all of us. I'm in shock. And it just kind of makes me think too. I was thinking about this earlier. It's like you really never know like when something's going to happen. When's your time, with your kids, with your family and all this kind of stuff. You never know. It could just like that, just be all over like in an instant. Now, according to this article, it is not known what caused the crash, but Pembroke Pines Fire Department spokesman said the engine trouble was reported. The 2 people on board the plane died at the scene. Their identities have not been released. And a woman and child were inside the SUV, were trapped after being extricated, if I'm saying that right. Both are transported to Memorial Regional Hospital. I used to work there. Good hospital. Best hospital in South Florida to go to if you're in some shit. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board will investigate. Okay, this happened on Pembroke Pines Police says Southwest 72nd and Southwest 11th and Southwest 15th Street were all shut down overnight. Let me see here. This is a picture of that's the mother and the son.
Right now at noon, a deadly plane crash caught on camera in Pembroke Pines. Surveillance video showing the moment of impact when that small plane hit an SUV before crashing near North Perry Airport.
Here's a look at the aftermath from that fatal flight. 3 people killed, and we're learning more today about the victims. The driver of that SUV has been identified as a teacher at an elementary school in Hollywood. Her 4-year-old child was killed in the crash. We start with Local 10 News reporter Syra Anwar.
She's live at that scene with the latest details coming in, and this is just such a tragedy.
Christy, it's really heartbreaking what happened here, and today we're learning even more about the 2 people who were inside that SUV as this tragedy unfolded.
Megan Bishop, also known as Kiki, was in the car with her son.
Broward School Board taking a moment of silence this morning for the family of Megan Bishop, the woman who lost her 4-year-old son Taylor while driving in Pembroke Pines Monday afternoon. Bishop was an ESP teacher at Hollywood Hills Elementary School. The pilot and a passenger in the plane were also killed in the crash, the only two on board. The catastrophic fiery scene caught on a home surveillance camera. The single-engine plane barreling into an SUV, then into a fence near North Perry Airport before catching fire.
We heard a big, explosion.
The plane was very close to the ground, and I was thinking, why is so close to the ground?
And we immediately came outside and we saw the fire.
Pembroke Pines Fire Rescue arriving to put out the fire and rush Megan and Taylor from the SUV to the emergency room. Taylor later died in the hospital.
He still had his seatbelt on, so they're having to struggle to get him out.
The Federal Aviation Administration says the single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza, like this, took off from North Perry Airport around 3 p.m. But witnesses say minutes later they saw it circling back toward the runway before taking out a power line and crashing. Monday night, investigators securing the scene. Sky 10 showing police and transportation authorities continuing their investigation this morning.
So I was kind of looking a little bit because I really am wondering about the history of this place. I know there's been a lot of accidents here, but I wonder if is there some sort of documentation or something? Now, according to WFLA News, let me see if I can move this so you guys can see it. Broward County Mayor Steve Geller defending North Perry Airport following Monday's deadly crash. There have been 14 accidents at North Perry Airport over the last 5 years, Geller said. He adds, North Perry is a safe airport. There is some occasional pilot error, and it is no more on average per takeoff or landing than any other airport in South Florida. Geller says he analyzed the statistics, and every South Florida airport and North Perry numbers are exactly average. So this mayor is saying nothing to worry about. Last 5 years, 14 accidents. I don't know if it's the airport and the location or what kind of regulations. Is there any regulations? You guys have an issue. Can't deny that there's no issue going on at this place. I found this article too, but I'm a little confused about when this article was posted. So this article is definitely out of date. But it says September 4th, 1985. Has North Perry Airport become accident prone? In the last 12, okay, let's see. Since 1964, there have been 47 accidents in which 8 people were killed. Now, again, I don't know when this was posted. I think this is kind of outdated. But this place has a history of accidents from what I can see. Uh, 1984, 1983. So I'm pretty sure this looks like an outdated article. I'd be curious to see where they have the most up-to-date. Maybe somebody can comment on this video after, or somebody can send me an archive. We can talk about the history. Oh, this was the stream. That's what it looked like. Okay. Since last year, there have been 5 crashes, several of which were fatal. Broward County Aviation Department released the following statement. The Broward County Aviation Department extends its deepest sympathy to the families of 3 people who died on Monday, March 15, 2021. And just in the comment section here, before we move on, those pilots taking off from Perry have reoccurring issues. Seems like it happens every other month. That's honestly what it feels like to me. Anyway, I found this interesting thing too online. We'll listen to it. It's about 4 minutes long, but this is supposedly the ATC audio, which I'm going to assume it means air traffic control audio for North Perry Airport for this crash that just happened. So I guess let's listen in a little bit and see. And then I have a couple other stories to show you guys.
Yeah, vehicle paragraph. I'm sorry, I missed that last call.
Jaku.
Yes, I'm aware, thank you. Yeah, vehicle paragraph.
I'll put the caption on. This is from FSX Aviation. I don't know if the captions are accurate, but so at least you can see.
I got a carry-on. Is there any odds people? Ground ramp 1, what's in the mic? Ramp 1, alert 3, as you can tell, and you can proceed. If you want to go mic, just all the way to mic, or you want something different, crossing away, 1 right at mic. 1 right at mic, ramp 1. First 218, stand by, the airport's closed. And ops 1, can we continue landing runway 10 left? We just want to keep the runway or the airport closed right now. You can have 10 left right now. Runway 10 left, good. And November 218, it's going to be a while for any pattern work. Did you want to just depart to the west, or you want to go back to parking? November 218, Roger. And can you just make a left turn on the runway 19 right, and then turn left at Romeo there? Truck 33, paragraph. Truck 33 is just the east side of the field. Truck 33 is east side of the field. It looks like it's 72nd possibly. I can't tell. And ramp 1, are you out there?
Well, it's almost done. It's up to you guys. We can keep listening or move on to the next story.
Hey, number 218, continue via Romeo, Lima, truck 72.
Around, I just closed the map, but there is a college, Broward College, right there. It's right in the middle of a residential area. You know, there's no like one of the regular airports where there's like all these different highways and stuff before you get there. Let's see.
It's right, I guess, on the other side of the gate. Oh, actually, in the gate. He ran. I'm over here now. Truck 72, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding you. Oh, he ran through the gate. I'm over here on 72nd. He went through the gate. Okay, it's on the gate. It's on the field there in the grass. Hop off on 72nd. Okay, he's on the road there. Ground, it's truck 72. I'm on 72nd. It's right on 72nd. Truck 72. Ground, truck 33, copy that. I'm on 72nd right now.
I hear somebody saying I'm right on 72nd or so. I don't know if that's the pilot or what's going on with that. Just to show you really quick. This airport is in Hollywood, Florida. It's like right by, it's between Pines and Pembroke Road. It's right by University. There's a college right here, Broward College, the South Campus. I used to go there. Never finished, but I used to go there. I mean, it's a very, it's like I guess, I don't know if it's considered a private airport. Some people said that. You guys from Florida, you'd know. I don't know anything about here, but it's, it's very packed with houses right outside. It's literally like a little fence, and then it's houses.
Truck 33, Roger.
Oh, I forgot about that. God damn it. supposed to talk to somebody on the phone.
Ground truck 33. Truck 33. Did you guys have a tail number on this plane? Truck 33, November 236, Bravo, Charlie.
Okay. Right, it says normal.
Ground truck 33. Can you repeat that?
I just think normally when I think of airports, I just think there's at least some sort of huge gap of like these highways and these whatever. But really, yeah, I guess they're all surrounded by residential areas. But this private airport, it's literally like just right there, and it's a bunch of houses, you know. So I guess the people that live there, I guess they constantly have to hear the airplanes come in and out and all sort of stuff. I've honestly had things. You ever been at home? I used to have these weird fear. I used to have, I'm thinking of commercial. You're right, Jacob. I'm thinking of commercial airports. I used to have this weird thing of like, you ever been at home laying in your bed at night and all of a sudden you hear like, shh, and it's like loud as hell. It literally sounds like it's going to hit your house. I've had that a couple of times, and I've had the morbid thought of like, can you imagine, like, what if I'm just laying here and out of nowhere just doosh, you know? I've had those thoughts before. I can imagine what it's like for people living right there by the airport.
I have feedback coming from the other radio. Just go slow for me, please.
I am from South Florida, but I don't know anything about this place.
236 Bravo, Charlie.
Well, I wasn't born here, so or raised here, so that's why.
Ground truck 33, November 236 Bravo, Charlie. Got it.
Oh man.
Ground truck 33. Truck 33. Can you give me any information on this plane? Apparently they were taking off. How many souls were on board? Did they give any indication of fuel also? Truck 33, negative, unknown. Copy that.
Flossie kind of reminded me of, there was something I saw somewhere where this airplane in New York, I think it was, crashed into a house. It was this whole crazy scene. Or was it New Jersey? Maybe it was New Jersey. It might have actually been New Jersey. There's channels that talk about all the different things that goes wrong in some of these airplanes. And 2 years ago, a plane crashes into Children's Center in Fort Lauderdale. Let me see what that is real quick. Oh my God. 2018. Jesus Christ. I never even heard of this one. Fort Lauderdale. That's Florida for you. Jesus. All right, well, I guess for now we'll move on to the next thing. Or these are some other accidents I pulled up too. From
going to say, let's go ahead.
North Perry Airport incidents. This was another one too. It's just short, 30 seconds. We'll play this.
New details on a small plane crash that happened yesterday afternoon. Here's a look at the wreckage from this morning. The FAA says the plane took off from North Perry Airport in Pembroke Pines. It crashed about a mile away near the intersection of Pembroke and Jody Roads. Chopper 4 was also over the scene yesterday, and you can see the crash site behind the trees there. Police tell us 4 people were on board, including 2 children. Everyone was already outside of the plane by the time fire rescue arrived, although they do have some serious injuries. Still no word on what caused the crash.
Okay, so moving on from the airplanes, a friend this morning sent this to me. I don't know if he wants me to say his name or not, so I won't say his name. But he's been out with me a couple of times on the Noemi situations with the videos and stuff. And so this guy, deputies need help in identifying a man who did this thing to a 12-year-old. Palm Beach County, North Florida. A 12-year-old girl was walking along Congress Avenue around 3. I'll make it bigger for you guys. Around 3 a.m. on February 13 when a man approached her in an older gray four-door sedan. This was just posted recently, though. I don't know why we're just hearing about this now, if this happened February 13. According to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, the girl was alone on the street after the 12-year-old girl or the 12-year-old ran away from home. And this is kind of a common theme. This is some of the things we've been talking about on this channel. I mean, you can look at all these different stories like Sophie Reeder, which I need to do an update on that. That whole situation is crazy. But Sophie Reeder, I don't know if she was running away from home or she was just meeting with another guy online, because her whole history, there were substances in her backpack, there was alcohol, there was stockings, and talking to sugar daddies online, according to the report. Doing all these things, that people, your kids, you wouldn't expect your kids to be doing this. And she was online doing all these things. And then one night she leaves and never comes back. Was it intentional? I don't know. She had a calendar. According to the father, there was a calendar in her room with a circle and an X the day that she went missing. So was she planning on running away? Or did somebody... Sometimes you could be meeting somebody, it's a person with bad intentions, malicious intentions. Does somebody groom her? I don't know. But yeah, 12-year-old girl walking around at 3 a.m. in the morning. And so they're trying to identify this guy. Let me see if I can get you a bigger picture. We can put it out there. This guy here, let me get you a full screen. Plaster this guy. Brown skinned male, 70 to 80 years old, 5'10", thin build, brown eyes, thick bushy white eyebrows, small nose with long bridge ears, close to the head, thin lips, white facial stubble, white hair on the sides, balding on the top with stringy hair, has a mole or birthmark on the lower right jaw. Which anybody with a mask, they can probably hide that. What's up, everybody that's here? Thank you for joining. Thanks for stopping by, Brittany. So, close that out here. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Recent story. The people on the prowl, people looking for your kids. 3 a.m, seeing this girl walk down, for him, it must have been like, wow. Like, for him, it was part of the lottery. This guy picks her up, takes her to a park, and did what he needed to do. I mean, I guess thankfully she's alive. So, let me see the chat. Marines are helicopter training over the neighborhood every single day. I feel like that's what happened to Noemi. Grooming, bad intentions, etc. If she did run away or she met a bad situation. That's very possible too. Somebody could have, with the stuff she was going through, maybe, somebody could have just lured her online. So this guy, and this is for everybody that takes Uber and all this kind of stuff. And this story is kind of weird and bizarre to me too. So I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments about this guy. Because I guess we just had spring break, right? And this guy poses as an Uber driver, picks up this woman, takes her back to his place. And he claims he forgot his wallet or something. And so she goes up with him to the apartment. And this is where he forced her. So we're going to take a look at this clip. I'm going to see if I can find any more information too while this clip is playing.
Crime alert in Fort Lauderdale after a tourist was sexually assaulted by a man who was allegedly posing as an Uber driver.
And now police have a warning for everyone using rideshare services. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa live with the disturbing details. Christian.
This victim is 18 years old. She's from Alabama and was in town for spring break. Southwest 3rd Avenue outside the Backyard Bar and Music Venue is where police say
Backyard Bar. I think this is what used to be called America's Bar or something like that. America's Backyard. I've gone here multiple times. Let me just see your backyard. Backyard Bar. Maybe not. Yeah, I think it is. Let's see. America's Backyard. Yeah, so America's Backyard. It seems like they changed the name for whatever reason. And so, because I kind of recognize this, they've done it up, they've changed it up a little bit, but I think now they're calling it Backyard something.
the 18-year-old West 3rd Avenue outside the Backyard Bar and Music Venue is where police say the 18-year-old woman ordered an Uber Saturday
what's
night,
up?
but got into the wrong car. The victim says the driver, 37-year-old Shapsley Silencio, played along, making her think he was her Uber driver, telling her he would take her home. Well, indeed he did. The police report says he brought her here to his apartment inside this building on Southeast 3rd Avenue, saying he needed to get his wallet to pay for gas. The young woman followed him inside.
So the guy picks up this woman. He's not an actual Uber driver. Instead of taking her to where she needs to go, he takes her back to his apartment. He's like, "Oh, I need some gas money. Hold on, I gotta go up and get some gas money." And she follows him. I don't know why. Maybe she was under the influence or something. I have no idea. It doesn't justify what he did, but red flags everywhere.
Where he raped her.
It's a horrible situation, and it's easy for everyone to kind of Monday quarterback and say, "Oh, I would have never done that." But we don't know her frame of mind. Now, Uber tells you the tag number, it tells you the vehicle description. So we're asking everyone, if you use this app, you know someone who uses it regularly, to remind them to do that fact check before they get inside the vehicle.
This spring breaker from Alabama says after she was raped, Silencio drove her to Bal Harbor, where she was staying. Investigators say she was able to memorize.
So he did that to her, and then still was like, "Okay, I'm gonna drop you off at home." Strange, just really strange, bizarre. Strange, bizarre story. Random Uber driver picks her up. Maybe because she's from out of state too, but he picks her up. He's not the Uber driver. That could happen to anybody. But then he takes you back to his place. "I need gas money, so let's go. I gotta go upstairs and get my wallet." She comes with him upstairs. He forces her against her will, and is like, "All right, well, let me drop you off home now." Wow.
The vehicle's license plate, helping officers find the man and arrest him.
You're to have no contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you saw him right there in court. It turns out Silencio is an Uber driver.
Gene, on point. He is an Uber driver at the moment. She was off, to my opinion. I think he had an Uber sign on the front of the car. To girl, my retention does the driver. What that mean? Yeah, Scotty, he did. According to the story, allegedly. According to the story, according to the claims, yeah.
Again, he was not assigned to this woman. Take a look at Uber's response this afternoon. They're saying, quote, "Everyone has the right to travel safely, and our thoughts are with the victim after this horrific experience. While this trip did not take place on the Uber app, we immediately removed the driver's access to the app as soon as this was reported to us." Back out here live, the suspect is in jail. He was granted a $50,000 bond. We're live in Fort Lauderdale.
Kara said, "But I don't understand, because with Uber and Lyft, the app tells you what license plate number is coming for you." I think a lot of people don't really check. You know, the car pulls up and they get in. You know? Thanks, Gene. Jen. I said Gene. Last name Jen. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's true, Jacku. I've been there. That's true. They do make you, they put a band on your hand. At least in this place, the backyard place, whatever they're calling it now. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of strange. I don't know. We'll see. More to follow on that. This story too, this is something that caught my attention because I was looking at some local stories. I had some friends that were looking at local stories, and there was this woman in Dania Beach, which is like all relative to Hollywood, Florida, Dania, Hollywood Beach, whatever you want to call it. Now, we were looking at these different crimes that kind of happened recently, just thinking of Noemi and just looking at the history of the area and all that kind of stuff. And so the story we're about to watch, it took place in one of these apartment complexes, like right here. I mean, I could look it up and tell you directly, but it's one of these right here. It's right by Aranee Nature Center. I don't think it has anything to do with this because there's an article that I found today. A lot of these situations, a lot of it's personal. It seems like personal stuff that's going on with people or personal whatever. But actually, I was looking at the wrong place. Yeah, but it is close to Aranee and to the Hollywood Beach, and the area that the incident happened to her where she was actually killed is in one of these little apartment things like right around here. And if you look at the crime thing and all that stuff, you can see that a lot of crimes happen right here in US 1. US 1 is like a big crime area, and it's a lot of homeless people and stuff like right down there. And so this woman, I believe her name is pronounced I don't want to mispronounce it. Aranee? I think it's Aranee, I think. This happened in, I think, December 26th, 2020. She was followed home and then killed in the parking lot. Let me put this right here.
You just saw there, show the car spinning away, but it's also helped. Well, tonight, a South Florida family who lost a loved one in a deadly shooting the day after Christmas is demanding action. Police in Dania Beach say that the driver who shot and killed a 47-year-old woman is still on the run tonight. The surveillance video you just saw there showed the car spinning away, but it's also helping police track down the suspect.
NBC6's Derek Lewis talked to the victim's family today and has more on the search for that shooter.
47-year-old Aranee Mulakhut had plans to attend a barbecue with friends after work the night of December 26. Hughes Longeling recalls the night he lost his best friend.
We were all together and we learned what happened when she didn't show up.
Investigators say surveillance video shows Aranee pulling up at her apartment at 321 East Sheridan Street. A white Nissan Maxima is following her. Police believe the two people in this car are responsible for Aranee's death. Once she parks, the Maxima passes her and parks a few spots down. Detectives tell me when Aranee got out of her car, someone got out of the passenger side of the Maxima and shot her off camera. They ran back to the car and left the area.
I feel like these people probably knew her. I don't think it was just a random hit, but it looked like they followed her home too. I used to live in this area, so it looked like they followed her home too. It's just kind of creepy when you start seeing the things that are going on in your own area, you know.
I ask everybody to really find the killer, help. We all put together more money for the reward.
Friends have added $3,000 to a Crime Stoppers reward, bringing the total to $6,000. Hughes tells me an arrest will bring some justice.
Aranee was a fantastic woman. She was always happy, always smiling.
Investigators believe the Maxima is a 2009 to 2015 model with large off-the-market rims. Her friends are hoping the suspects are caught soon.
She left us too early, and we miss her.
If you have any information you think could help with...
So I'm going to pull up the article with that whole situation. It's kind of interesting. Kara said, hey, I made an FB group for Mel's Florida stories. I'll put this video in it. I'm going to link on Facebook. Once we get set up, I'll link it on Facebook and YouTube, where you guys can kind of check it out. Going to make a group for the Florida stories and just to have conversation. And it's just hard for me to manage it. I think Kara's kind of running it, but it's really hard for me to manage it because I'm trying to do all this other stuff. And then Jacku asked about the dad who took his daughter. From what I've been hearing with that, I feel like there's a lot more to the story that we don't know about. There's a lot of missing pieces. And I almost want to know more about the father and his side of the story. But I don't know, because it's been how many years? 2 years almost, I think. And they're just doing an Amber Alert now based off of her texting a friend, which they haven't showed us the text. We're just assuming. Not saying that they're lying, but we're just assuming. So I don't know. And when this person that I thought was kind of interesting, with the woman that was killed in Dania, she was 47 years old. Broward court records show that Mulakhut, if I'm saying that right, filed for divorce August 17 from the guy Panukorn. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But she recently filed for divorce and the case was pending. So that to me is almost like a little bit of a flag. I don't know if they've spoken to this guy or what's up with that. Some of these people, a divorce is like a death sentence. You're not going to leave me. You're not going to be with anybody else. So I don't know. I might actually do a separate video to cover this story and give it like the attention that it needs and kind of like look it up more. But yeah. Oh, and this one really quickly just came up as I was about to start the live stream. There's this boy that's missing, John Weldon, 9 years old, from Mount Dora, Florida. The thing that was kind of interesting too, if you guys remember with Mount Dora, that's where these people were doing the whole sacrificial, they were going to the graveyards and they were taking bones, skulls, and all this kind of stuff. Some of you guys might remember. And they take it back to do their rituals and stuff. I think it was called Mayo Palomba or something like that. And so that's the same area, Mount Dora. It feels like it all kind of ties in a little bit. Just, I don't know, just the weird, all the different things that are going on. So missing child in Florida may be headed to Utah, the church. And his father, Darrell Weldon, is a 42-year-old white man who is said to have blonde hair, blue eyes, described as weighing 150 pounds. It is believed that Darrell Weldon has associations in the R of, what the hell is that? Ogden, Brigham City, and Logan, Utah, whatever that means. The father is said to have a scar on his lip to his nose and a cleft palate surgery. He often wears sunglasses and is said to be sensitive to the sun. The child is said to have a mole on his wrist and a small mole on his right temple. That's kind of the picture, man. You're hearing these stories all the time. This is going on all the damn time. So who knows? Is it a custodial issue? No idea. I don't remember getting an Amber Alert for this, though. Okay. So one of the final topics that I kind of want to end off on. Do you guys remember this mother from South Florida? I feel like I've spoken about this a couple of times. I don't think I've ever looked at the video or talked about it. And I've always wanted to do a separate video on this. Patricia Ripley. She has an autistic son, 9 years old, and she told police that he was taken from her against her will, trying to avoid certain words, in a Home Depot parking lot in Miami. This is the woman that literally pushed this child into a canal and failed and had to do it again. But when she failed, somebody came out of the house. I guess they saw her, they saw the boy, they heard the boy, whatever, screaming. So when the neighbor comes out, hopefully it's in the video, we can see it. She then runs to the water and pretends like, oh my God, what happened? Oh my God. A whole act. Like she really wanted this child dead. I mean, you failed and you're like, I got to do this. I got to do this. And you did it again. So let me play this first video. This happened, I believe, in maybe 2020. I think this was posted May 22nd, 2020. Let's see.
Breaking right now at noon, an Amber Alert has now been canceled, sadly, for a 9-year-old boy who has autism.
Yeah, the child who police say was abducted last night has been found dead, according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. We have team coverage at noon on this tragic ending.
And Local 10 News reporter Parker Branton joins us right now from the scene where the body was found and where Miami-Dade police just gave us an update. What did they have to say, Parker?
They did, Christy. Miami-Dade police working this death investigation at a golf course here in Southwest Miami-Dade. And within the last 5 minutes, I am told by investigators that they are working under the assumption that the body found here is that of 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley, who, of course, police say was abducted about 4 miles from here Thursday evening.
Unfortunately, someone called in and reported that they saw what appeared to be the body of a child.
A tragic update to 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley, who was the subject of an Amber Alert. Less than 24 hours after police say Ripley was abducted, the 9-year-old was found dead Friday morning. The alleged abduction happening just outside a Home Depot in the hammocks of Southwest Miami-Dade. How this began, police say Ripley's mother was driving with her son in a car west on Southwest 88th Street and noticed she was being followed by another vehicle.
At some point, that vehicle ambushed her, causing her to veer off the road.
A man then got out from the passenger side and approaches the mother demanding drugs. When the mother said she didn't have any drugs, the man snatched her phone and her son Alejandro out of the car, forcing the 9-year-old into the getaway car.
They were last seen fleeing the scene southbound on 158th Avenue. This involves a 9-year-old autistic child who cannot speak.
Switching scenes to 4 miles down the road from Home Depot this morning, investigators on scene of a child found dead near the Miccosukee Golf and Country Club. Police are expected to release more information on if the cases are connected. And police say that the mother of Alejandro Ripley told them that the 2 suspects believed to be involved in this case are black males. They have a very vague description. Detectives telling us not too long ago that the mother of Alejandro Ripley is being interviewed at the police department right now as investigators are trying to gather more information on how exactly this happened. But again, FDLE canceling this Amber Alert saying that the child is dead. Miami-Dade police now working this death investigation here at a golf course in Southwest Miami-Dade under the assumption that the body found here is that of 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley. We are live in Southwest Miami-Dade. I'm Parker Branton, Local 10 News.
It's just so devastating. All right, Parker. And right now we want our team coverage to continue. Turning now to Local 10 News reporter Ian Marble.
Yeah, he is live outside the family's home this midday.
Yeah, this home right here behind me is where Alejandro lived with his family. This red door right here. This house has been totally quiet ever since we got here this morning. Neighbors telling us the family really has been with police all night long. And as we pan over to the right here, this White House, these are neighbors that are apparently very close with the family. So wouldn't just call them neighbors, call them very close family friends as well. They were very upset earlier this morning, but we can tell you that house as well has been quiet in the last few hours. But neighbors living in this neighborhood tell us that Alejandro was a special little boy. He was nonverbal, but he didn't need to speak for them to know just how special he was. Take a listen.
He was a little angel. All he did is just coming out to his yard or his patio to play with his tablet. It was an angel. It's all I can say. It's so painful. It is very, very painful.
So again, as Parker said, we know that Alejandro's mother, Patricia, is being questioned by...
I wonder whatever happened to her. Was she fully charged? Or
They're showing a chilling crime. A mother allegedly
Look at this
pushing
shit.
her autistic son into the water.
And she's running too. You got to be cold, man, to do something like
They're
that.
showing a chilling crime. A mother allegedly pushing her autistic son into the water before
She's running away too.
Running away, screaming. Police say that was They're showing a chilling crime. A mother allegedly
You're screaming, but the child's the one that needs the
pushing
help.
her autistic son into the water before running away, screaming. Police say that was the mother's first attempt to kill her son.
Just so heartbreaking. Now she's charged in his murder. Local 10's Janine Stanwood is live in Southwest Miami-Dade with that heartbreaking video, Janine.
I almost wonder what that child went through in their life too. Like, you got to probably really hate somebody and just really be done with them, have no feelings at all, and be willing to throw everything away to do that type of thing.
And this is where 9-year-old Alejandro lost his life on Thursday night. But police say before he drowned here, his mom tried to drown him at another body of water. There is video, and we have to warn you, it is disturbing.
The video is shocking and heartbreaking. We're told this is Patricia Ripley walking with her 9-year-old son Alejandro on the bank of a canal in West Kendall. She's stroking his hair, looking
That's
around,
crazy, man.
and in a single move,
Look at this
shoving
bitch.
into
I'm sorry.
I kind of got started screaming. She called his name a couple times, but it was weird. And then she turned around and ran away screaming.
This witness, who doesn't want to be identified, trying to make sense of what's happening. He says Ripley returns with a bystander, and with another man, they pull Alejandro from the water.
So she wasn't expecting that.
Here you can see they dry him off. Neighbors say mom and son then leave.
Kind of stripped him down, dried him off, and she just walked that way. The older couple went into the first hallway.
Police say this was Ripley's first attempt to kill her son, who was autistic and could not speak. About an hour later, they say she led him to another body of water at the Miccosukee Golf and Country Club. His lifeless body would be found the next day. Investigators say Ripley initially told them a bogus ambush and abduction story to explain what happened, setting off an all-out search before she eventually confessed, telling detectives Alejandro's, quote, going to be in a better place. She now faces a charge of first-degree murder and attempted murder as a community grieves the loss of a little boy.
And in fact, the memorial here in Southwest Miami-Dade for Alejandro grows with flowers and balloons. We did speak briefly to a family member earlier today. She says she can't say much on the advice of lawyers, but she did say that the family is doing what they can to keep it together. We're in Southwest.
Yeah. I might have to do a follow-up one day about this story and see what happened. What's the outcome, if any? We're winding down. Oh, Jason, thank you for the cash out, man. Appreciate it, dude. Winding down. I think this was the story that Miranda's maybe talking about. Let me see. This is recent. Let's take a look at this. And one other little thing, maybe. And then we'll call it. Let's see.
Imagine yourself in a new RAV4.
Man, I feel for, parents that are taking care of autistic kids, because it can be, I can only imagine. It's probably very tough. It's a lot of pressure. I've seen kids, on the lower end of the spectrum, and it's just, you can't even have a life. It seems like, it's like you really need help. And it's like you're one kid that would just 100% of the time running around, opening doors, opening faucets, running out the door, running away, like just in and out. Yeah, like the whole entire time. And so, let alone trying to be a parent to a child that's not autistic, one that is autistic. I'm sure it's not for everybody. But of course, hindsight's 2020. It's a horrible thing. I don't know. Drowning. She really wanted him dead. I wonder what was going on in that household. That's what I want to know. What was going on in that household?
Green. The key piece of the story that's breaking at 6 o'clock, it's all centered around the three people you see on your screen. The key pieces in a Middletown murder case.
On the left is James Hutchinson. Police say the 6-year-old was killed allegedly by his own mother, and the woman in the middle, her name is Brittany Gosney, and his body was thrown into the Ohio River by Gosney and a man on the right, her boyfriend, James Hamilton.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Rob.
Boyfriend. Oh, it's a boyfriend too. Along with this
and I'm Chris Reeve. We begin team coverage tonight. This rapidly developing case. Let's send things now to Ken Brown.
Yeah, this is a difficult story to swallow, to say the least. Court records show that Brittany Gosney killed her 6-year-old son after attempting to leave him in a Pembroke County park. Now, both Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, were in court here in Middletown behind me.
A young mother attempts to abandon her 6-year-old child in a large rural state park, driving off, dragging the child, and ultimately killing the young boy who was desperately trying to get back in his mother's car.
Jesus.
The print on these court documents are enough to leave.
The defendant admitted to taking her child to Rush Run Park, Pembroke County, where she placed him outside her vehicle. Defendant stated she was going to leave the child at the park. Defendant told me that after placing the child outside of her vehicle, he attempted to get back into the vehicle, and she drove off at a high rate. That's so disgusting, man. Dragging the child for a distance. The defendant then left the park and returned approximately 30-40 minutes later to find the child in the middle of the parking lot with a head injury. The defendant advised that the child was deceased.
A horrific imprint in the back of your brain.
No 6-year-old needs this. No 6-year-old deserves this. This is heartbreaking for all of us.
Court records show Brittany Gosney admitted to driving her 6-year-old son, James Hutchinson, to Rush Run Park in Pembroke County and attempting to leave him in the parking lot. Gosney allegedly told detectives the boy tried to get back inside the car, and when he did, she sped off, dragging him. The court documents say that she returned 30 to 40 minutes.
That would be cold and evil as shit.
Minutes later to find the boy dead with an injury to his head. That's when she took the body and returned home. The police chief revealing today that James's 2 siblings were along for the unimaginable ride.
My God.
Both were not hurt.
The mother is not showing much remorse at this time.
How could she? You don't have no heart, no feeling,
But
no soul.
She has confessed to doing this. That's why we're able to get the charges. We'll know more once James is recovered and we can get a coroner to do an autopsy.
Recovering the body will be difficult. Police records indicate both Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, admitted to dropping the young boy's body in the Ohio River. While multiple agencies searched for James's body, his mother appeared before a judge, seemingly struggling to understand basic court proceedings.
Would you like court-appointed counsel, ma'am? I don't understand.
Oh, please don't play stupid. I can't with these people. Now you're dumb. Now you don't know. There was somebody recently that tried to pull in the same shit. I think it was a Florida case. Now you don't know. Now you don't understand. You don't have comprehension.
You want to talk to a lawyer? Where's Officer Hoover? Well, he's not in here right now. What about the lawyer? I have a learning disability.
Oh, yeah.
What you're saying.
She seemed to be communicating
yeah.
fine. She understands right from wrong. She
Let me tell
understood
you.
her constitutional rights.
While Gosney and her boyfriend wait a week for their preliminary hearings, a community and even detectives struggle with the details of the case.
I'm just sitting there, poor 6-year-old has no idea, what's going on and what's happening. And for the other kids to go through this too, it's just heartbreaking.
Gosney's bond has been set at $1 million. Her boyfriend, James Hamilton's bond has been set at $100,000 for his involvement in all of this. Both are expected back in court on Monday, the 8th. Reporting in Middletown, Ken Brown, Fox 19 Now.
Amazing.
Hawksworth is looking for survivors. COVID-19.
So the last final thing, and then I think we'll call it. I don't even like covering stuff like that. It's just so it's just, oh my God. Well, for the boyfriend. Let's look at some of the pictures real quick. And then we'll call it Gosney is a mother of 4. It's a picture of one of her sons. Described herself as a full-time mommy. That's some cold ass shit, yo, that you did. That's fucking disgusting, yo. You know, leave a child like that. Have no idea where he's at, what's going on. You're just gonna leave. And what was the purpose in you coming back? You make sure he's dead. Make sure nobody found him. It's really too bad nobody got to that child before that happened. So the last final thing, just a quick little. So now they're going to be testing the vaccine on children. Moderna begins testing on the COVID vaccine on babies and young children. You guys signing up your kids? I wonder who would sign up your child to be tested on the vaccine. Oh, you guys are doing trials? Yeah, I'd love to sign up my child. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, I'm getting $1,000. Oh, thank you. Yeah, sure. I'd love to have my child tested on the experimental test, the trials. Sure, yeah. I'd love to sign up my child. Sounds great. Right? Who does that? Who has that kind of mentality? So the drug company Moderna has begun a study that will test COVID vaccine on children under 12, including babies. Congratulations on your newborn. Oh yes, yeah. Let's do the test, the COVID vaccine. Yeah, that sounds good. The study is expected to enroll 6,750 healthy children in the United States. Moderna declined to say how many had already signed up or received first shots. There's a huge demand to find out about vaccinating kids. That makes sense, right? Some of the kids that are some of the age groups that are least affected. There's a huge, how are we going to get these kids vaccinated? In a separate study, Moderna is testing its vaccine on 3,000 children ages 12 to 17. The vaccine would have to be authorized for use in children, so it would not immediately be available. Many parents want protection for their children, and vaccinating children should help produce herd immunity. So it says here, each child in Moderna study will receive 2 shots, 28 days apart. The study will have 2 parts. In the first, children aged 2 years to less than 12 may receive 2 doses of 50 to 100 micrograms. Those in a 2-year-old may receive 25, 50, or 100 micrograms. That's amazing. Sign up your kids, man. For a good cause for all the other kids. You get a little $500, $1,000, whatever it is they're giving you. Nah, man. It's for the betterment of mankind. Sign up your children. Vaccine. I mean, I'm not anti-vaccine, but for damn sure, I'm not going to be signing up my child. I don't know what kind of person with a logical, any kind of common sense, decency is going to sign up their child for some trials. We're going to try and test to see what happens to your child. Okay. I thought about one other thing, but there was somebody that passed away recently with they have blood clots. Let's see. AstraZeneca is having this whole issue where some people have died allegedly because of blood clots. And so Snopes is here to fact check. It's really important that we do some fact checking. So Snopes.com is going to tell you about the vaccine in your children and all that kind of stuff. As of writing this, 37 cases of blood clots were reported out of 17 million who received the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Wasn't this the vaccine that, like in Australia, it was giving HIV and then they canceled it or something like that? I don't know, I could be wrong. In March 2021, a number of European countries announced that they were temporarily suspending the administration of AstraZeneca as a precautionary measure after reports of patients developing blood clots. But while it's true that more than a dozen countries have temporarily suspended the administration of the vaccine is not currently in use in the United States. Good. So anyway, nothing to worry about. Yeah, multiple countries, they've suspended the use, but yeah, don't worry about it. It's normal. Just get in line and take your vaccine. It's normal. I mean, for me personally, man, you guys can do what you want. I'm not rushing to take it. I mean, go ahead and take it or whatever. I'm not rushing to take it. I'm going to wait for now. Maybe when there's another batch or an upgrade to it or something, I'll take it. But maybe they'll find ways to force you to take it. You know, maybe to get a job, you got to take that stuff. Can we end on some JLP? JLP is so... Can we? I don't know. JLP is so crazy. JLP. Everybody can handle JLP. No, I think we'll end off on this like this for now, and then maybe we'll do a late night stream soon or a nighttime stream, and we'll have some fun videos and stuff. But I'm mixed up here. Yo, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for just coming through with me on lunchtime, hanging out. They're ready to monetize this live stream. Amazing. But yeah, no, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Take care. Let's see what the people are saying in the chat before I end it. Why they aren't risk category. That's true. Did you see the pregnated vaccinated woman who gave birth and the baby was born with antibodies? Damn. With antibodies. Oh shit, no. Oh yeah, Megan. Shit, I get a stimulus package, man. Turn your kids over for the vaccine. You get a stimulus package. Those people will sell out their kids and their family and everybody for $500. Yeah, I'll sign up. Yes. Oh, God, yes. Vaccine? Yes. Please. Sign this waiver. Should I play this before?
Hello and happy day.
Maybe this. I feel like I've played this so many times, but maybe we can end off on this one. And we'll call it.
Hello and happy Thanksgiving. This is a friendly reminder to get your flu shot.
Yes, please hit like.
Get your kids vaccinated, your babies vaccinated, adults vaccinated. We're here to help you out. Now, the virus is dead. Even though you're getting sick and your body's rejecting this is a normal reaction.
Peace.
We're daily developing strains. We're making up a bunch of strains. Eventually, the mutations will keep mutating because of all the strains that we're mutating, but we'll keep building your immunity. Eventually, you won't need an immune system. We'll be all the immune system you need. We'll build you an artificial immune
Thanks,
system.
Jacqueline.
The flu shot is free and we'll give you a cool sticker. Thank you. Have a great day. They say that it's a myth that you can get the flu from the flu vaccine because the flu shot, the virus is killed. So people cannot get the flu now ever. It takes about 2 weeks to build immunity. So if you get sick, it's because you were already getting sick. It just happened to be a coincidence. Thank you.
Hello, hi. I just really want to encourage you guys to take the vaccine. It's good for you. It's good for your health. It's completely safe. Now, there was this situation in Australia where the vaccine was giving false positive test results for HIV, meaning after getting the vaccine, people were testing positive for HIV. Now, there shouldn't be any cause for concern here. It's completely normal. And within a few months or days after testing, the test did not show positive for HIV any longer. To give you some reassurance, we have our fact checkers. Now, our fact checkers fact check the facting of the fact checks, and they say that it did not give participants HIV. That's false. Okay? And it's misleading. You got to get your facts correct. It gave false positive HIV tests due to the antibodies. So there's nothing there to worry about, okay? Yes, you do test positive for HIV, but it goes away. It's such a good product that they canceled and abandoned 51 million doses.
Hello. We've been getting many complaints and fake news with regards to the COVID-19 vaccine. We want you to know that this vaccine is completely safe. There's also been concerns about systemic racism and blacks and Latinos not getting the proper care as others. And so we'd like you to line up and get the vaccine first.
It's so funny to me that I keep seeing these articles online. Like I saw something about they're saying like the vaccination rates for black people is like really low and like Latinos too and stuff. And so like they keep encouraging you gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. You know, and there's like the systemic racism and that's why they're not getting the medical health care or whatever. Yo, you can take mine. Go. Yeah, you guys line up, gather up and go. There's plenty of it. And this whole thing where you can't get tested. I made an appointment through CVS. I didn't pay nothing. I pulled up one day, no line, put the crap in my nose, and that was it. Oh, waiting hours. We have no access to medical, whatever. I just pulled up. But seriously, you guys, if you're really worried about it, take mine. Step ahead of me. You can take my shot. Take care of your health. And you're right. There's oppression and racism in the healthcare. So take it. Take the shot for yourself.
Also, we'd like you to know that the vaccine is not causing facial paralysis or Bell palsy. It's completely safe. Ignore all the signals your body's telling you. On a positive note, 2 of the Bell palsy cases from the vaccine trials have fully recovered after several weeks of facial paralysis. However, there's not enough data to correlate the facial paralysis with the vaccines. To prove to you that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe, I'd like to share the story with you. The 28-year-old that died in the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine trials did not actually receive the COVID-19 vaccination. Now, yes, he was in a controlled group. Half of the people in the clinical trial received the experimental vaccine, and the other half received an established meningitis vaccine. The volunteers believed to have received the meningitis vaccine. The meningitis vaccine is still safe, and this is just an anomaly.
What was kind of funny to me about this article, in a way, the person's death is not funny, but the wording and stuff, it's like, no, you're wrong. It wasn't the COVID-19 vaccine that killed him. You're wrong. You're all wrong. Fact check. It was the meningitis vaccine, established, meaning that's where you go when you take your kids and everybody else to go get it. It's the established one that killed him. It's the vaccine that's in your doctor's office that killed him, not the COVID-19. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. My bad.
Now, there has been a new mutation of COVID-19 detected in the UK that has now spread to the United States and has been detected in Colorado. The good news is AstraZeneca says the vaccine should be effective against the new strain in the UK. Now, there is some other breaking news. In Africa, there is a new mutation and strain that has been detected. Rest assured, we have everything under control. The current vaccination requires 2 shots, and so you must come back at a later time. We may also add another shot after for the new mutations. On top of the flu vaccinations, it's likely that COVID-19 will become a yearly vaccination. We will also introduce patch vaccinations, and so you'll have to come in every couple of months to get a new vaccination for the new strains and mutations. And yes, we still require that you wear a mask and do 6 feet social distancing. And don't forget, we'll actually pay you to take the vaccine. We'll give you a $10 gift card. Yes, we'll pay you to take the vaccine. Please. Take it.
This Christmas, it's not that you can't enjoy your family. It's just that you get to enjoy your family in different ways. The ways that we tell you you can enjoy your own family. I'm not coming home this year, Mom. I've been ordered to stay at home. I probably won't see you before you die. Merry Christmas. That felt good.
Anyway, yeah, that was a little bit outdated. It was kind of me being somewhat funny and cynical. And the whole gift card thing, that was with the flu vaccine. They were like desperate. They're offering all kinds of kind of like the blood drives where they offer you like, a ticket, a movie ticket or something like that. With the flu vaccines, they were offering $10, $15, whatever it is. And that's because a lot of these companies, they get cutbacks on their insurance. It's not really about protecting people, the well-being, in my opinion. The more people that, especially if you're employed, like at a hospital or something, the more people that are like get the vaccine, you get like insurance cutbacks and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it, man. Jackie, Clarissa, Flossie, Jason, Clarissa. And we'll hopefully have a live stream soon. Maybe a fun live stream where we chill. kind of lay back. But yeah, appreciate you. Take care. Peace.